Well, I didn't expect during the commercial break to be talking with my friend Billy Morrison, who is British, about football. And when I thought he was going to bring up football, I thought he was going to bring up soccer. But no, Billy just revealed to me during the commercial break he is indeed a fan of American football. Billy, how you doing, buddy?
Eddie, thank you for having me. And I am indeed. I call it football because that's what it's called. It's soccer over there, you
Right.
know. Look, it came from a misspent, early 20s in England. And the only thing on TV at 3 o'clock in the morning was NFL. And I became a Raiders fan for my sins. And here we are, decades
Wow. Are you optimistic about your Raiders this year? It can only get better, right?
well, I was you took the words out of my mouth. We had people that I thought were our janitors and our groundsman quarterback in last year. It was crazy. Like never heard of this guy, and he's out there. But I think with Mendoza, and I think with a couple of other things that have gone on, we stand a chance. A
Yeah.
chance.
Well, much as I was saying, as a massive Giants fan, we're kind of in the same boat. It can only go up from here. And I have great optimism. It's funny because I went to the Giants Raiders game last year towards the end of the season, and that was the game that both teams wanted to lose and would have been better to lose for the draft pick. And of course, the Giants won.
I
So
remember that.
I was like, oh, God, the one we should have lost. Of course, they won. But
We did all right out of that.
yeah, you did, because that's how you got Mendoza, because you
That's
got the
right.
number
Yeah.
one pick. So
Yeah.
hopefully he'll pan out for you guys. Like I was telling Billy off the air, because he didn't know what team I was a fan of, and I told him the Giants, and he goes, "Oh," because he knows I'm in Vegas, and I said, "Well, who are you a fan of?" And he said, "The Raiders." I go, "I got no beef there," because I said, if you would have said Cowboys, Eagles, or Commanders, then we'd have a problem. But otherwise, we're all good. So
That's
I'll pull
fine.
for you. I'll pull
Thank
for
you,
your
Eddie.
Raiders.
Thank you.
So, Billy, congratulations on the new album. As I was telling my audience, I always like to do interviews with artists about a new album coming out very close to the release of the album, because even though a lot of music comes out in advance these days, people have short attention spans and they get a chance to really dig right in if they like what they hear. And your album comes out tomorrow. So this is perfect timing. This is, I believe, your third or fourth solo album, right? Hollow?
It's the fourth, but it's really the second serious, here we go, giving birth to a body of work type deal. The Morrison project a couple of years ago was the first one that I really felt, oh God, I mean, we had a number one, we had a number seven, I think. And I started to think, okay, maybe I have something to say. And so now this follow up, I'm so proud of it, Eddie. I didn't think I was going to do another one, but I had the songs, and the record label are just amazing that they support me. The thing that I'm not trying to be Taylor Swift and get a solo career here. What makes it fun for me is the team that I have around me are old school. We do vinyl, we do CDs, we do tons of videos that look like they're $1 million budget. How music used to be, you know,
I
and
lo-
and an album, 12 songs with a story that goes through it and a journey, side A, side B. I'm surrounded by people that do that, and it makes it worth doing it for me.
And look, as an old school rock fan myself, I appreciate the hell out of that. And I think that's great that you do that. And I love where you're coming from. And I love the fact that this record, I mean, there's many different sides to it. It's a killer rock record top to bottom, but you've got all these different elements in this, as you've done in the past. And I was saying off the air, you are a big collaborator. You love, it seems, to collaborate with people. And you have, I would think, quite the Rolodex, if you will, to use an old school term, of people that you call on to collaborate with. Of course, you've done stuff with the late great Ozzy, but also even looking down this record, I mean, some of the people that you've worked with on here. On the first track, you had Sully Erna and Nuno on there. You've got Marilyn Manson on here. You've got all these different, Chuck D. I mean, all Duff McKagan, who was just on my show the other day. I mean, all these people that you work with and collaborate. Where does that come from, Billy? Because I was saying off the air, I saw you recently in Vegas playing with Royal Machines, and I know that's very much a collaborative thing. Does a
Yeah.
lot of this come from the association with working with all these different people over the years?
Well, yes, but I think ultimately collaboration for me keeps me sharp as a player, as a songwriter. It keeps me on my toes. I only the other day I got asked to play a solo on a thrash band's record, a band called Aftermath, and I don't play thrash, but I was honored and I've done it, and I think it's going to come out at some point. And I think that the real collaboration um, I don't want to be in a dictatorship. I want to collaborate. I want to learn. I mean, sitting in the booth with Manson, watching him do his vocals is incredible. I mean, the guy knows exactly who he is and what he wants and how to get it. Or Sully. I sat there watching Sully do his vocals. I can only learn and grow from that experience. It's never going to be a bad thing. My playing has got exponentially better through years of standing on a stage with Slash, with Steve Stevens, with Nuno, with Navarro, with the world's great players in that Royal Machines thing. I'm going to shut up and listen. I'm going to learn, and soak it in.
And of course, I imagine from a playing standpoint, I mean, for those that don't know, you've been a guitar player in Billy Idol's band for many, many years, and you're side by side every night with Steve Stevens. So that's probably a pretty cool thing too.
Dude, it's a little freaky, Eddie, because I truly don't believe Steve understands just how great he really is. And
Mm-hmm.
he will ask me to do stuff that I physically don't think I can do. I'm like, my fat fingers will not do that. And he just says, yeah, they can. And he walks away. And so I'm forced by being in a band with Steve Stevens to get better really quick, you know? I love being in a band with Steve and Billy. They're the greatest supporters of what I do. And Billy was on the last album. Steve is on this album on a track. It's great.
Yeah, it's really cool because you've got all these different collaborators on these different tracks, and then you have a song like "Take Me as I Am," which is officially released as a single and video, I believe, tomorrow.
Yeah.
To coincide with the release of the actual full album. And
Yeah.
to me, that one, some of this stuff, you can feel the influence of all these different people, whether you wrote it with them or whether they guest on the record. But this one is really more purely just you, right?
I cannot tell you how not nervous, how happily nervous I am because for years I've been the guy that plays guitar for Billy Idol or the guy that knows Ozzy and did some songs or the guy that with someone else. And this song, Take Me As I Am, it comes out tomorrow. It was written by me, it's played by me, it's sung by me, the lead guitar is me. It's a me thing, and I've been hesitant to do that. And everyone around me said, no, now's the time. It's a Billy, because I put these Billy Morrison solo albums out and they're covered with my friends. It's about time to put it out. And I've got to say, the video, I'm I'm very I'm very loyal to the team of people that are around me, the label and the people that mixed my album, Barry Pointer and Dave Donnelly. And Jane Stewart is a photographer that has done all of the visual side of the Billy Morrison solo stuff, album covers, all of it. And I asked her if she would consider a directorial debut. She's never directed a video before. And I think if you have you seen the video?
Yes.
Did she knock it out of the park?
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
So, it feels like giving birth because this is all or nothing. This is me, Billy Morrison. Here's the video, here's the song. So, yeah. I'll
Here's
be
the
on
real
stage. I'll be on stage with Idol tomorrow, so maybe the pressure will be dissipated a little bit.
Here's the real question about the video, and people can see the video when it gets released tomorrow. Is that car yours?
Unfortunately, no. but
Ah,
I had it for a week because we kept doing reshoots and oh, I need the car again. So I got to drive it around for a week. And I got to tell you, Eddie, you don't want that as your daily driver. It's a beast.
is that right?
Yeah,
Was it is it a Lamborghini? Is it a Ferrari? What was it?
it's a Lamborghini Murcielago. And it is the loudest, most obnoxious sounding, amazing thing to drive. And I'm sure people are going to love to watch it just for the car. It's beautiful.
I want to ask you about some of the people you collaborated in terms of the songwriting on this record. Excuse me, because on Becoming, which was the first track, you worked with Sully co-wrote the song with you, and also Brett Scallions, who is the former singer from Fuel, and I love Fuel. You worked with people like that. You worked with on No Suspects. You've got Chuck D. Uh, on there. You've got Josh Freese. He was on this show not long ago. Leave No Trace. You wrote with Duff McKagan. What else on here? Never Gonna Change. Jacob Bunton, super talented guy. I know Jacob
Yeah, he
very
is.
well.
Yeah.
So you've got so many different people. I think when people look at this stuff and they look at some of the people you have actually performing on the record, amazing names, no doubt. Dexter Holland from The Offspring is on here. You did a track with him. That was a previous single. But from the songwriting aspect, working with some of these people as collaborators in writing, how does that work? Is it you have the seed of the idea and you said, hey, I got to bounce this off of somebody I might, or what's the way that works?
Well, that's a really astute question, and I think that it's different for every song. For instance, the song with Sully and Nuno came from a riff that Brett Scallions had sent me. That started with a Brett Scallions riff, and there was other stuff around that riff that I took away. I said, this is the winning this here's the winning riff, and so I build the song around that riff. There are other songs where it becomes a little difficult. The reason it's a Billy Morrison solo album is that everything has to feel good to me, you know? And so sometimes I am steering the ship through waters that I don't want to be in, if that makes sense. And it's come over here and I've got to gently take the steering wheel and I've got to bring it back over here, and now we're good again. And I think I'm listed as producer of the album, which I am. And I think that that is the producer's job, to take talent like that and keep it in the vein of the overarching sound of the record. I think I did a good job of that. Most of the songwriting starts with me. Um, I would say 90% of the album starts with me writing it. Most of the co-writes are lyrical, to be honest, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell Marilyn Manson or Duff McKagan what to sing, what to write. If from the last album, like I would always use this. I had Al Jurgensen on the last album. You don't ask Al Jurgensen to appear on a record and then try and tell him how to sound and what to sing. You just go, Al, here's the track, you know?
Right.
And it's the same with Manson. I would never try and I'm asking people that I love and respect what they do to just do what they do, but do it on this music. So that's the co-writes are a lot really lyrically.
Yeah. You brought up Manson a couple times and he's on a track on the record and I've always been a fan and I know Manson as well and I'm really happy for him because he has really changed. I mean, in the
Yeah, yeah.
best of ways and gotten totally sober. I mean, did you know Manson for a long time? Because I knew him back when he was anything but, and now he's a completely different guy for the better, and he got his career back too, which is great. So do you have a lot of history with him?
I mean, we've gotten a lot. Let's put it this way. I've known him for a long, long while. I definitely knew him back then, but we've gotten a lot closer. I mean, you can't help but get closer to people when they stop being loaded. Most people I know become much nicer when they're not getting hammered, you know?
Well,
And
I bring Billy. I bring this up specifically too because, of course, of your own history. So I figured you'd go there because you could certainly relate.
100%, you would not, I would not be able to make these records or hang out or even talk to you if I was loaded. You wouldn't want that. I'm an idiot when I'm using, like most of us. Manson is a joy to be around. He's a lovely man. I reconnected really seriously at Ozzy's funeral. I had to do one of the eulogies in England at the house, and I was, I haven't been in that kind of state in a long while. I was really emotional, and he helped me. He helped me a lot. Unconditional love. He put his arm around me and he said a few things, and that meant the world. And then we got back to America, and I said, "Listen, I've got this track, and there's only one person that can sing it, and it's you." And he loved it, and we did it.
Oh wow. You bring up Ozzy, and of course, it's just been, it's right around a year now, coming up that we lost him. Um, Everybody knows of your relationship and your closeness, especially people listening here on Sirius XM because of all the great stuff you did with him over on his channel. How has the last year for you been? I imagine very, very hard, but when you look back and you see the outpouring of love and respect and the tributes and everything that's happened, and then some of the things that's happened since we lost him, how are you feeling about everything? I know that it's something you're probably never going to get over, but how do you look back on the last year?
I think that the anniversaries that happened recently were no harder for me than the other 364 days that I've missed the guy. You know what I mean? It was really tough for a few months. I can tell you, I still haven't watched either of the documentaries. I don't, I can't. I'm in them both and I can't watch them. I don't think I need to watch them, to be honest with you, Eddie. Um, I am also, I'm happy that the man is at peace. He's not in pain anymore and he's at peace. And the love, listen, there are presidents of countries that don't get the love Ozzy Osbourne had when he passed, when he left us, when the anniversaries rolled around. And so, I miss my friend. I miss my friend. That's it. But I'm happy that the world doesn't forget him.
Yeah,
I,
no,
I
that'll
still
never
get
happen, of
emotional,
course.
dude. I still get emotional.
Hey, I understand. I mean, I was super close to Ace Frehley for over 40 years, and I still haven't totally processed that. I was in a. I should mention I misspoke. Of course, we just passed the anniversary of Ozzy's death. I said coming up, but of course we passed it a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I mean, Billy, I was watching a Kiss tribute band the other day, and there was a guy in front of me. I didn't know him, and he was wearing a Ace Frehley T-shirt with just a big picture of Ace on the back. And I actually just started getting, breaking down a little bit, just staring at this guy's T-shirt. And
Yeah.
so people that wouldn't know or didn't know the history that I had with him, they might be like, "What's wrong with this guy? What's happening?" And I just had to take a breath and take a beat and kind of recompose myself. But just staring at the back of a stranger's shirt and seeing my friend's face and knowing what it meant to me and obviously so many people. So those things will happen, and that's something that I'm sure you're going to experience with Ozzy. I didn't know Ozzy personally like you did, but I did. I've had the same thing with Ace since he passed.
And Eddie, grief is grief, and grief is very weird, and it comes at the most unexpected times. And when I get the hit the most is when something ridiculously funny happens in a restaurant, and I go to text him because that's what we did. Is I'd say, "This idiot just did what, dropped soup all over, like, whatever it is," and I realize he's not there, and that's it. But grief is funny, and it comes very unexpectedly. I do look. I have to say this. I just got a text. Frankie Perez says hi. He loves you.
I love Frankie. I wanted to mention him because he's in the new video.
He is. So just for the listener, Frankie has this show in Vegas on Thursday nights at Treasure Island. total Vegas performer. And
Yep.
Jane, who had directed the video, knows Frankie and suggested the whole storyline of the video is Jane, she directed it. And so Frankie and the showgirls drove in from Vegas to appear in the video. And I'm sure we didn't pay them. So I want to give a big shout out to Frankie and the girls for coming.
Frankie is such a talented guy and
Isn't
singer
he?
and entertainer and performer. And what he's doing right now is not so much, although there's some elements of rock in it, it's very Vegas showy. But I tell people all the time, I went to see the show. No, I went to see, not since it moved to Treasure Island, I went to see it when he was doing it at a different location recently. And it's amazing. And his guitar player, Christian Brady's so great.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, if you're coming to Vegas and you want a great Vegas showman and a great just performance of fun music,
Yeah.
you got to go see Frankie.
We're going to hit it. Billy Idol is coming to Vegas for a few nights, which, by the way, if you're around, please, I'm extending the invite now. Just hit me up. We're going to go hit Frankie's show on a day off when we're in Vegas.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since it's been to the new place, but I definitely will. And it's Frankie's so talented. So yeah, I was glad. It was funny to see him in there in the video. People can see that tomorrow as well. One other thing I want to ask you about, Billy, and I thought this was great, and we should direct people to this as well. Again, Billy's album Hollow, which we're talking about, comes out tomorrow. But you, before this, you released a little documentary on YouTube, which is brilliantly titled. It's called "Who the Fuck is Billy Morrison?" And some of the people we're talking about do appear in this doc. Tell me why you wanted to do that. I imagine there's some people that I'm taking a guess here. Like, wait a minute, this guy was close with Ozzy, and he's got all these heavy people on his show, but who the fuck is he? So was that
Yeah.
the idea behind it?
Look, it came from the my PR guy, Mitch, who you know.
Sure.
He I don't think he was serious. He said we were running into, look, in the rock world, I guess people know who I am, but I don't expect the world to know who Billy Morrison is. I'm the guy who stands beside the guy. Always have been, and that's fine. And Mitch said, yeah, we should do a little mini documentary called Who the Fuck is Billy Morrison? Well, that's the wrong thing to say to me because I will go out and make that documentary. So we did. And luckily, my friends are see, the thing people need to understand about all this solo stuff, they're my friends. I'm not hitting managers up. So I called Nuno and Duff and Be Real and Al, who I know are going to be complimentary, but I also said I want you to be tongue in cheek. I'm not. I need to take myself lightly here, and we made it. And I think it's nice. I think it does actually show who the fuck is Billy Morrison, but not in a narcissistic way. I mean, I'm just trying to get the word out there that there's a good solo album coming out tomorrow, Eddie.
No, but I thought it hit the perfect tone, and I bring it up because there's probably, even though I've talked about you and played your stuff, I'm sure there's people listening right now that says, who is this British dude he's
Of
talking
course
to?
there is. Yeah.
How does he know all these guys? How does he have all these people on his record? And if you want to find out the backstory, it's about what, 7-8 minutes long. You can go to YouTube, and there it is.
It's a very easy watch, and there's some comical stuff in there. I think Al Jurgensen has the best line, which is, "What could go wrong?"
And Nuno, who always strikes that perfect tone
Oh,
too.
he's
He
great.
has
Yeah.
something. Here's something there. He's like, Billy Morrison. Who the fuck is that? There's something like that Nuno
What he
did in there
said
too.
was, "Isn't he related to Jim Morrison? That's why I'm here."
Hey, one last thing. Are you are still doing a radio show now on Sirius XM right now as
Yeah.
well? Influenced you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, I had two shows for the longest time. It's my show, which is Influenced, and obviously Ozzy Speaks. But I'm still doing Influence. They haven't asked me to leave yet, so I keep doing it. I'm in my fifth year now of doing that show, and it's, I like it, Eddie. I like to be creative, and I don't interview in the normal way, much like yourself. It's a chit chat. It's not, I cannot stand. So, what's it like being in Poland today? Yeah, it's like, haven't we all seen that interview before?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Right.
the more people on air like you and I, the better. So yeah, I mean, I'm still doing Influenced. They let me do it every month. I think they're happy with me. So, you can catch me on Sirius.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to bring it up because you can hear Billy on the airwaves here as well. So, and Billy Idol, you're playing with. When did you say tomorrow? You got a gig
Yeah,
tomorrow?
so I'm in Boston. You can see it's a hotel room here. Um, we just landed yesterday, so the first show of the tour is tomorrow, in Scranton, Pennsylvania. But we hub, so we're going to be in Boston for a week, and we fly to and from the shows, and it all leads up. We go through Vegas for the residency at the Fontainebleau, and then it all leads up to the well-deserved Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for Billy and Steve.
Yeah.
We are playing. I'm very honored to be playing it with Billy and Steve, and I'm so happy for those guys.
So crazy overdue. So
Yeah,
it's
right.
glad that it. Yeah, and I'm a voter for the Hall of Fame, and of course I voted for them. It's so deserving and so overdue, and thankfully it's happening because one of my big peeves with the Hall of Fame is they wait so long on so many deserving artists to put them in that sadly when they get there key members have passed away or can't play anymore. You just saw what happened with Bad Company. Paul
That's right.
Rogers couldn't sing. It's terrible. I mean, Bad Company should have went in 20 years ago and they could actually have the
Absolutely.
band playing. So the fact that, I mean, Billy Idol defies all explanation with how he looks and how good he can still perform at his age.
Eddie, just before we came out on the road, we did a Royal Machines gig the day before we flew. It was a private, and Billy did three songs. And I found myself standing he was so on fire. And I'm playing, going, dude, how do you do that? He's the same guy that he was 40 years ago. It's
And he's
crazy.
still and he's still taking his shirt off.
Yeah, yeah, and he still looks good, so good for him.
Exactly.
And I love that Steve is going in as well because he deserves it.
100%, 100%. So that's all good stuff as well. Well, listen, my friend, travel safe out there. Congratulations on the new album. Again, it's
Thank you.
out tomorrow. If you love real rock and roll, man, there's great stuff on here. It's all sorts of good music and all, different guests. And like we said, the track hitting tomorrow is just pure Billy, but there's a bunch of other things smattered along the record as well to check out. You even got my buddy Fred Corey playing drums on a bunch of tracks. I
Yeah.
love Fred. He was just on with me a couple days ago, and I told him, I said, you got to get back out there behind a kid again playing some. He's having great success with all this scoring and things he's doing, but I think he brought up that he played on your record in the interview
What
as
a
well, so he
great
was
drummer.
excited.
Dude.
Yeah,
So great
great.
to have him.
Great, great. All right, Billy. Well, listen, congrats on everything, and I'll be seeing you soon, man. Take care, all right? And say hi
Thank
to
you,
the
Eddie.
guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you. There's Billy Morrison, everybody. Again, Hollow is out tomorrow. Buy it. Look, like Billy said, you've got cassettes. Maybe because you doing cassettes? Everyone does cassettes now.
We didn't. There's CD, there's vinyl, there's digital.
All right, well, that's good enough, but that's a thing now. I don't know if you know that.
So
I
the
don't know how many
next
they.
album, Eddie, the next album.
Yeah, well, then by the next album, you'll have to do 8 tracks.
Hey, oh God.
Open reel, where's it going to go? I don't know. But anyway, whatever format you currently can get, CDs, which is my favorite, vinyl, and of course on all your streaming platforms, Hollow is out tomorrow. Billy Morrison, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by the members of Mastodon on a very busy Trunk Nation. We'll come right back.